Welcome back to the Freelancers Tea Break, the short and sweet podcast you can enjoy while you're making a cuppa. I want to go back to basics again this week because last week we talked about contracts, and there's something else that I kind of forget that not everybody knows the term, and it's about pitching for work. And I feel like pitching is such a huge part of my vocabulary as a freelancer. But when I talk to new freelancers, they get nervous when you start saying the word pitching because they imagine these big pitch meetings that are big and scary, or huge, long PowerPoint presentations. And that can be quite overwhelming. And it's not always how pitching works. So first of all, let's give you a very dry definition of pitching. Pitching is the act of presenting an idea or concept to a potential investor or customer in the hopes of securing a sale or investment. But I feel like that kind of just, I'm imagining Mad Men, basically. That's how I feel like that sounds. But actually, pitching can be so many different things. So it could be just sharing what you do at a networking event. It could be emailing individuals or businesses, telling them what you do and maybe a special offer, something seasonal. It could be dropping off information packs to local businesses. I've seen some incredible things done like this, like people who they wrap up their information with a tea bag and are saying, why don't I have a cuppa and have a read over this? I know people who have put their details on chocolate bars and dropped them off. Or it could just be classic leaflet. And there are so many different ways of doing it. But dropping off info packs, I know it's old school, but it really can work, especially if you're looking to work with more local businesses. It can also be sharing your services or packages online, whether that's an Instagram post, whether that's popping onto a Facebook group when they have their promotion days and sharing what you do. It could be a LinkedIn post talking about a testimonial that you recently had. All of these things are pitching in a way because they're sharing how you help people. It can also be pitching your story or expertise to media, so local radio, media, like magazines, online platforms, anything like that. It could be pitching a piece there, like a thought piece that gets people coming to you. But it could also be pitching to freelance bidding sites like Upwork or Fiverr. Now, that could probably be an episode in itself because it's quite a different world. And when you are pitching on those sites, sometimes you're competing against other people in a way that you might not be doing if you're pitching to people directly, or even if you're pitching against a few other people. When you're pitching on those sites, quite often it comes down to cost rather than quality. But I probably will do an episode on that a bit more. But we did do one a few years ago about Upwork, which is worth listening to. So the things with pitching is it's essentially telling people how you can help them. It's a bit like when people feel the ick about the word sales. Sometimes the terminology is what throws us, and actually the word sales can feel like hard sales or pushy sales. But sales and pitching are just telling people how you can help them. So, like if I go to a networking event, what they tend to do at the start for a lot of these networking events is go around the room and everybody introduces who they are and what they do. And it's never pushy. It's just, this is what I do. And this is how I can help you if you're interested. So it doesn't need to be pushy. And the same goes with pitching. It's basically telling somebody how you could help them. Now, I've seen lots of good pitching. I've seen lots of bad pitching. Especially seem to get a lot of bad email pitches. People who either email and you can see where they've copied and pasted, or they say, "Dear Sir, Madam." Just Google it. It's the simplest thing you could do. And they've obviously done it to blanket to everybody. Also, one of my pet hates is people who they email pitch somebody telling them how bad what they're already doing is and how they can improve it. That's just not the way to do it. I've had that from everything from people saying, "Oh, your website needs a big improvement. Here's how I can do it," to "I can see you need to lose weight. Here's how I can help." That doesn't make me want to work with people. Whereas if somebody is sharing some of the great results they've had, or like, I'm much more likely to work with someone on a website if I can see the great job that they've done, rather than them emailing me and telling me, what a bad job I've done. It just doesn't work very well. So you don't have to be doing any kind of hard sales if you're pitching. It's identifying the kind of people that you would love to work with and you know you can help, and then getting in their line of vision, whether it's social media posts, whether it's networking events, whether it's media, PR. That is essentially what pitching is. So there are so many different ways you can do it, and actually you can find some of those ways in my freebie that I offer, which is full of all of the different ways that you can find clients through social media, networking, referrals, and pitching. And you can find that by going to freelancelifestyle.co.uk/newsletter, and you'll get all the freebie there. And every Monday, I also send out suggestions for how you can find clients that week, just in case you need a little bit of a boost. But I hope you can kind of take away from this that pitching does not need to be scary, doesn't need to be pushy. Pitching is just telling people how you can help them in a way that isn't icky. And hopefully, if they're the right fit, they'll come to you. I hope you have a wonderful freelance week.